Hey, what's up everybody? We're all getting ready for hunting season, so we're getting our bows all tuned in, dialed in, ready to rock and roll. And what I've decided to do is do a video series to take you through my tuning process, because I've gotten a lot of questions on how I tune my bows. And I'm going to take you through my tuning process for my Vertix this year, getting it ready for the hunting season. What I've done already to it is I've installed a set of custom strings. I've timed the cams. I've tied on a D-loop and my knock sets. In my experience with these bows, they like to be a touch knock high. The knock travel is not exactly level on these. Center shot, I've gone with Mathews customary 3/4 to 13/16. I always start there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and shoot it through paper. That's my starting point. Okay, that's going to be the first video, just shooting through paper. Now, what you need to do though, and this is important, if you're going to shoot a lighted knock, they're much heavier on the back end of the arrow, 20 grains, as opposed to you know, the average about 11 grains, and some of you that are shooting smaller knocks down to even 6-7 grains. So it could be quite a disparity. You gotta shoot and tune your bow with the knock you're gonna hunt with. Okay, don't just put them in the night before you go hunting. You're gonna get some funky flight. All right, so shooting again the Pierce Platinums by Gold Tip. They are just a surgically penetrating arrow, and they're super strong with an outstanding memory. So, well, here we go. You can see that I've got. I've got my paper tuner set up in the background here. Let's get it on there. We're going to take a shot and see what we're getting out of the bow. Okay. Not bad at all to start with. Let me zoom in on that. Looks like just a hair low. So I did pretty good at guessing there. I don't know if you'll see it zooming in. If not, I'll move up. But you can see that that is a hair knock low. What that low tear means is that the arrow's coming out of the bow knock low. There's a couple possible reasons for that. Number one, your cams aren't timed, and that top cam needs to be advanced. Now, in my situation, I know that my cams are timed. I made sure of that. But if they weren't, you would take a half twist out of that top cable. That would advance that top cam, and that would remedy that situation. The other possible solution is to move your rest down slightly, and that should level out your arrow flight. But before we do any of that, it's important to rotate your nocks. The spine of the arrow can react differently out of the bow as you rotate the arrow. So it's important to rotate your arrow, and I like to do it in quarter turns. Try that first before you make any adjustments to the bow. It could be just that, and that's what I'm about to do. Okay, I'm right back. I took 3 more shots. The second shot that I took tore a little low left, and I think, to be honest with you, it was my grip pressure. You got to be careful. That can affect your tear a lot. Have a really soft neutral grip. Make sure you're at a 45. You're not putting pressure on that riser. You're not twisting. You got to have a nice neutral grip with your knuckles at a 45. But anyway, the third shot was almost there, rotating again. I rotated the knock 3/4 of a turn and got the bullet hole that we're looking for. Let me show you. Right there. So my paper tuning is done at this point. Now, what I'm going to be doing is moving on. Actually, what I'm going to do now is I'll put my peep sight in. I generally wait to do that until I'm done with the paper tuning. I'll put the peep in, shoot it again through paper to make sure nothing changed drastically, because I still want to start with that bullet hole. Now, most of the time I start with a bullet hole. I will finish with a bullet hole, but not always, okay? That's not critical. What's critical is that your arrows are going where they want to, or where you want them to, and they're flying with your broadheads to the point of aim that you want, and to the same point of impact that you have with your field tips. And that's our goal here with this whole tuning process. So the next step, put the peep in, and then we're going to bare shaft tune. And what that means is we are going to shoot a shaft, a bare shaft with no fletchings, and get that to impact the same as a fletched shaft. And once we do that, then we're ready for the third step of the tuning process, which is broadhead tuning, and then the bow will be just about ready, aside from my yardage tape, to start practicing for the hunting season. So, all right, hope you stick with me for this whole tuning process. Hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a PM, and I will be sure to get back to you.